PerformaBuilt Transmission is the official transmission builder of Drag Drive Repeat. At PerformaBuilt Transmissions, our goal is to engineer and build the toughest transmissions on the planet. We don't just rebuild transmissions, we systematically re engineer each model to eliminate OEM flaws and to achieve the highest levels of performance. That is why we say our transmissions are not just built, they're PerformaBuilt. All right, Randy Fuller made a great post on Sick the Mag Facebook group about the naturally aspirated record in Drag and Drive. Several folks answered that fast Eddie Inzer holds the record, and yes, that is true. 753. But Gary Kramer had something extra to say that I thought was pretty cool. And sorry, 753, 75338 is Eddie's average from Six Summer 2023, which currently holds obviously the naturally aspirated national event record. But I thought this part here, I wish I could highlight this as we were going along, and I should have when I snapped the picture. But all I have to say to anyone looking to outrun the current NA record is this: you better bring your A game, because rumor has it that there just might be a new bullet in the chamber of this car, dude. So
Yeah.
him and Jimmy Lopez are looking to improve their program in the NA class this season on a 28-inch tire. Now,
Mm.
this car I think went 749 that week. It was a 632 with a power glide at that time. Y'all, these dudes drove 45 miles an hour for 800 miles. 600 miles. Uh,
Oof.
Pretty crazy stuff. And this car, obviously naturally aspirated. That's not quite my jam, because this car could probably go, if it goes that fast in it can go like, low sixes if you put some boost to it. But that's what those guys choose to race, is naturally
Mhm.
aspirated stuff. And you know how, just like Jonathan says all the time when he's on the show, if you can go fast in you can go really fast with boost up, because you understand a lot more.
Yeah. And
So
that's a sweet looking car too.
oh, dude, it's so awesome.
Yeah.
It's so clean. So he's got this and he's got a red one. I think he's been racing this car quite a bit last year. So it'll be really fun to watch this happen again. I will reach out to Jimmy and see if they're attending Six Summer. I think they are. I think that's what Eddie had said, or I had heard somebody post or him say last year was that Six Summer they were going to be back. So
Mm.
we'll see.
Well, I'll be looking at that car then.
Yeah, we're gonna be all over it. Gonna be all over it. So again, talking about Six Summer, Eric is gonna be there for at least Monday, and then Monday night party in Rock Falls, Illinois,
Mhm.
and then we'll catch back up. I'm gonna catch up with the route on Thursday, and then Eric will be there again Friday morning and into I don't think
Finishing out
Saturday.
finishing out Friday.
Yep. So that'll be a lot of fun. I hope this car is on site and we see a new record fall, because 753 is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty intense. Alrighty, and then let's talk about your question here. So you posted up in the Drag Drive Repeat Race Car Friends group, which again is almost at 1,000 members, 986 members. Why don't you kind of tell us what you did while I look and see how close we are to the 1,000?
Yep. So obviously, for those that follow me, they know I've had this car for a few years. When I originally got it, it was just going to be strictly a track car. But obviously, the more that I got involved with drag and drive stuff, the more I realized that's what I wanted to do. So the car, when I built it, was built with power brakes, or sorry, manual brakes and manual steering. And as I look at drag and drive stuff and want to start driving this more, I pose the question, should I keep the manual brakes and manual steering, or is there a benefit to switching to power steering and power brakes?
Yeah,
And we
great,
got some
great
responses.
comment. Yeah, definitely. So 17 comments just on the post in the group, which is now at 987 members. So we're 13 away. So there's been a little bit. So guys, if you haven't done it yet, drag drive repeat hashtag race car friends group. Go over there and join up. 17 people commented. Only one person suggested power because it would relieve some of the driver fatigue. Thought that was pretty interesting. So
Yep.
a few of the great replies were our buddy Raj from the Yukon. He said, "Don't be a wimp, manual." And then Michael Heston replied in that, "Manual," with an exclamation point. Even your injection, and
Yeah.
you're not doing mechanical fuel injection because you got turbos on it. But some of the other comments here, I'll let you read them as well.
Yep. So we had Raymond commented all manual for some packaging reasons, some for reduced complexity reason. Dragon drives are an endurance contest. The less complicated the build, the less that can go wrong. Plus, there is a weight benefit. Also, a well sorted manual brake and steering system works well and is not all fatiguing. But if you want the ease of power steering and brakes, go for it. So there's some good points there with less things to go wrong,
Hmm.
um, a little bit of weight savings, and then just once you get all that ironed out, that it just works. And then Jeff said I run manual both on my Fox body and have for years. My son also runs manual both on his Fairmont and has 5 drag and drive events and countless street miles. I always looked at it as one less system to break, simplify as much as possible. So I think
Well,
that was pretty common with a lot of people as well.
yeah, and a lot of the things go back to I had manual steering on the old truck for a long time, but I run like a 255 tire on the front, and that sucks in a parking lot, lock to lock, right? Plus a 14-inch steering wheel. So
Yeah.
0. Um, that sucks big time. But with skinnies on the front, which is probably what you'll run, like a 4 or 6-inch tire on the front for
Yep.
street driving,
Yeah, it's
dude,
got skinnies on it.
yeah, it's not gonna be bad at all.
No.
A lot of folks here, yeah, less crap in the way. That's another good point. I mean, your twin turbos on that car, so
Hmm.
that's another reason now you won't have, hydraulic lines running around trying to be in the same place as a header. I haven't been up close to that car, but I will be obviously at six summer. I'm gonna have to come see the car and the setup and
Yep.
actually meet your wife. At some point you gotta do all that as well.
Yep.
So
So I guess the big thing that I guess the only thing that really concerned me was driving and like highway traffic and having to, slam on the brakes for
yeah.
whatever reason. I've driven without power steering. That's fine. It's not that big of a deal. But I've never driven anything with manual brakes, so that was the only thing. And I've driven it around town, and it's been fine. But I just wasn't sure like highway speeds how that does.
Yeah. Yeah, the manual brakes make sense to me. The hard part I would think is from there, like what kind of power brake booster do you need to get and will it fit?
Hmm.
So all that fun stuff. And then yeah, Pat Cook says Rich Guido said he's going back to power steering. He'd swapped to manual for sick week. Well, that dude drives 25,000 miles a year.
Yeah,
It's
that's a little
probably
different.
important that dude doesn't get fatigued. Plus, have you seen his guns? Like
Yeah.
dude's a hoss. So,
Yeah. Yeah. He says it. Somebody says here it's the same manual or push pedal, stop, car stop.
Yep. Yeah,
Fair
that is
enough.
exactly right. And you know how it is. We've been on enough drag and drives together now. You're driving a lot slower. You're,
Yeah.
trying to you're thinking way ahead because you don't have the stopping power of that Kia Rio that's next to you, just going 87 miles an hour to 50,
Right. All right. And then, guys, this is the gentleman's agreement. Again, Mike said earlier he spent 7 hours last night putting notes together for the show. This stuff takes time, it takes energy, it takes money. So the gentleman's agreement is that we will keep doing what we're doing because it's what we love. You guys need to follow, like, subscribe wherever you're watching it. So we don't have any way to verify that you're going to do it, which is why it's called a gentleman's agreement. But if you guys can do that for us, we're going to keep bringing you the best drag and drive content out there.
Yeah, buddy.
And of course, we couldn't do this without you guys, our race car friends. So thanks to all the race car friends. You guys help keep us motivated. You know, like Mike said earlier, it's you guys that keep us up late, putting notes together, making sure the show is awesome. And of course, we couldn't do it without the sponsors: Summit Racing, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Car Change 3D, PerformaBuilt Transmission, Howard's Cams, Sweet Patina Racing Junk, and our newest media partner, PowerTube TV.